What's up, guys? Welcome to the Nerd Talk podcast, Nerdy Talk for nerdy fans. I'm your host, Remington Kais, and joining me today, we got two very special guests. We got DG Collins. He's getting up bigger in the Power Ranger community with his Megazord builds and Power Rangers discussion. And then we have Maquette here, who Michael Jackson impersonator, does like Megazord reviews and Power Ranger content on her channel as well. So both channels will be linked in the description below for you guys to check out. But today we're going to talk about an iconic figure that they just made a movie on. Few artists have ever shaped music, U.S. culture, and controversy quite like Michael Jackson. And the movie Michael attempts to capture the legend behind the icon in the film, and it's just as ambitious as the man himself. So we'll start off with Mean Green. Maquette, tell us a little bit like your kind of overall thoughts on the movie.
Well, overall, I enjoyed the movie. Of course, it couldn't all be done in one film, like, the whole biography. But for what it was worth, it was a very enjoyable movie. It did depict a lot of different aspects of his childhood up until his early adulthood. Gave us a behind the scenes look at his family life, conflicts with his father, that we pretty much kind of heard but never really seen. And then, of course, with his blossoming career. So it was a good movie, and Jaafar did an amazing job portraying his uncle.
Can I just say that, and I heard from a bunch of friends who also saw this movie too, and I agree with them to this point, that Colman Domingo, I love to hate him because when he pulled that belt off to go whoop Michael, you heard the whole audience go, "Ooh!"
Yes.
they all knew the feeling,
Yeah, that was brutal, man.
It was just a little too realistic for me.
Yeah, as soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh boy!"
It awoke something in my brain that's been dormant for years.
Kind of had a flashback or something.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's a little PTSD.
Yeah.
DG, what are your kind of overall thoughts with the film?
I mean, I thought it depicted Michael's life pretty good. It depicted the beginning stages of him coming to stardom and everything, coming into the fandom. And then just wanted to do his own thing and everything. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good because, I only knew of his songs, and I've known bits and pieces about his biography. So watching this movie and then also having my cat tell me some things helped a lot, and it helped me to understand, how things were going to go, and I was able to follow it a bit easier than me just not knowing anything about Michael's life. So, for the most part, I think it was pretty good.
I'm kind of in the middle, right? So I didn't hate the movie, but I also didn't love it like a lot of people. I'm kind of somewhere down the line. I felt like there was too much fluff, and it skimmed over too much stuff. With a figure like Michael Jackson, you could only put so much in a 2-hour movie, right?
Yeah.
But definitely. I felt like this you could have really had a trilogy of stuff going on here, and part of the thing that I feel like they didn't touch on enough was and I hate to make this comparison because I would love for this to stand on its own, but I got to compare it to the Jacksons miniseries that was on VH1.
Oh, The Ministry, yeah.
This movie does not depict the Jackson 5 that well. It's just kind of a blink and you miss it, and the actual brothers are almost like extras in the movie, which I get.
Yeah,
it's a movie focused on Michael, but the thing the Jacksons miniseries depicts really well is them coming together as a group and the origins, you know. Where I feel like this kind of just rushes right into it. At that point, they should have just started the movie off with him trying to start a solo career. I think they should have cut all the Jackson 5 stuff out because to me it didn't feel like there was much in there anyways to keep it going. It just felt like it was kind of filler because they had to cut out the third act.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of felt like that the brothers were more so just like there. They were seen, but not really, touched on because of course the story is called Michael, but but even with like the story, they should have showed more of him being introduced to the group, like showing how they did on the ministries. They had the brothers by themselves, and then Michael joined in later on once they discovered he had that talent.
One of the most iconic things from that miniseries was it? I can't remember. I think it was Tito was the one that was learning how to play the guitar. And the string breaks, and then like that is like an iconic part of the Jackson 5 getting together. And even like I was waiting for the part where like Marlon like is the not doing the dance well, and like those are the brutal scenes that I feel like would have elevated this movie to that next level to where it's like I'm kind of like it's okay. I think it would have been great if it had more of that depth to it, but it felt like there was just kind of, or even the scene at the end. They kind of addressed the scene with the victory tour, but they didn't really go full in on how the Joe Jackson scammed the fans by charging them $300 to get the ticket, but buying the ticket didn't necessarily get them a ticket to the show. Like, and Michael was that was like one of the big things he was mad about is that his family paying money, especially the African American community who didn't have a lot of money back then, like were paying and didn't get to see them in concert.
Right.
And I wish that was like like more of the drama stuff, or even. They just skipped over the We Are the World stuff. That happens in between.
That happens in between. Yes.
And everybody knows Michael gets frustrated with the way one of those guys sings. And you can see it when you're watching they didn't bring this up at all. It's like we're gonna skip over all
that. Trying to make it tasteful.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess they didn't want to really cause too much of a stir with because We Are the World was like a very broad, had a whole lot of celebrities involved in that. So I guess just to get the rights to having their image even portrayed would have been like a lot to do.
But it's like little things like that I think would have elevated this movie. I feel like skipping over it, it's almost like a highlight of Michael Jackson's career. It does a really good job at recreating the behind the scenes of the music videos, the iconic music. I mean, Jaafar Jackson, he's just like embodies Michael Jackson. There's parts where you're just like, I can't tell what's real.
I was telling him, I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing how they did all of the makeup and the work, and I'm like, how are they doing this? He looks just like him. At some points, you forget it's him.
He looks identical.
Yes,
absolutely identical.
Yeah, yep. And that was like, it was pretty much reenacting like my favorite tour, the Bad Tour. So that was pretty much when he was in London. And I was like, oh my God, that's the concert. I was just looking at on TV. And I was showing him because I rewatched a lot of his concert footage. And I was like, oh my God, they're reenacting that same one. He looked just like him. But of course, they added a little bit more for dramatic effect. But oh my God, it was crazy.
I had brought RJ to go see the movie, and I know he's not seen a lot of this stuff. And he was even like jamming to the music. We had a really good theater. Everyone was kind of singing and dancing along to it. Like the older heads though. The kids weren't really good, but like the older
heads. We weren't in a packed house, so
this movie would have been really good for like a sing-along edition. Like if they had like the lyrics up there for everybody to kind of sing along. Like I could see that, like this being an iconic movie later on, where people like, okay, we're putting this up and doing like sing-along editions, and you get like a whole theater of just like Michael Jackson people.
Yeah, that would be amazing to do something like that. Because I mean, I know a lot of my friends they're probably like on their second round watching this. I'm only seeing it for the first time today. They're like, oh, round 2. I'm like, dang, they would definitely be singing and dancing in the aisles. If they were there seeing it, I already know. So if they did a sing along, oh, forget it. It'll be a concert.
I know. I wanted to get up and start dancing.
I did too.
DG, did you have any negatives with the movie at all?
Negatives. I wouldn't say too many negatives, but I would maybe I would say them not showing a lot of his other siblings, because there were 3 siblings were missing. I believe it was 3 siblings were missing from the movie.
Yeah.
There was the oldest sister was missing, and
Rebe, Janet, and Randy.
Janet
and Randy,
and Randy. Yeah, if anything.
Well, Janet already said she didn't want to really be a part of it, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, they could have had her as a baby or something like that, then have her grow up and stuff. But I thought it would have been nice.
Or even a line with Joe going, "Oh, Janet, go get me my belt," or something. Just even a throwaway line.
Yeah. Because I think even when Michael was a kid, she was still a baby at the time. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta go back and read.
Yeah, when he was a teenager, she was little. She would do come into the Jackson 5 performances and stuff.
Right. So I guess they just didn't want her to be portrayed at all, or she just didn't really want to be a part of it, which is understandable, But yeah, she was missed though, because I was like, dang it, I want my Janet.
and another
part, my Demita Joe.
Another part, we had discussed this in our group chat privately. But they kind of skim over this too, the Jermaine drama about him staying at Motown instead of being with the Jacksons.
Yes,
they bring it up in a throwaway line, but they do not.
Yeah,
address it.
They did touch on it a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, they do mention that he left and they stayed, with Motown. Yeah, and they didn't even mention too, how they had legally had to change their names when they left. They had to become the Jacksons and drop the number 5 because that belonged to Motown. I don't think they mentioned that either. No,
they just kind of skipped over it,
Yeah, but I guess it's Michael, so it's not like the Jacksons, like the other movie.
Yeah, but I still feel like they're a core part of the origin. Part of his,
of course, definitely, yeah.
And even the stuff with him going on, I can't remember the girl's name, but the talk show host show, they kind of skimmed over that too,
Which talk show?
The black lady that was introducing them earlier in the movie, early in the movie, they go on a black girl's talk show host. As the Jacksons.
Who, Diana? No.
It wasn't Diana, it's the other one. I can't think of her name. It's escaping me.
I know they portray. I think they had Gladys Knight on there.
Gladys, that's what it was. Gladys Knight.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm about to say, I think someone was Gladys Knight. Yeah, I mean, they kind of skimmed over that too.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Maquette? Do you have any other negatives that you saw in the movie?
I'll be back.
Yeah. Any other negatives? I mean, I don't want to be too. I don't want to pick at it too much because I've only seen it once. But and I'm still on a cloud.
I feel you.
Literally just coming off of the cloud.
I was really mixed about it when I left it. I was I could kind of see what critics are saying about it.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily need him to go into too much of the allegations, but I definitely would have liked to see the
later
drama.
Anyway. Yeah, well, I know people were fussing about that. I was like, well, it stopped literally in the 80s. The allegations didn't come out to the 90s. So you still have another good 4 or 5 years, maybe less, for that to even come about.
Right.
So I think that was in the early 90s when that went about. Because that was during his
or something.
Yeah, that was more so during the Dangerous era when he did Black or White and all of those songs. So Yeah, that's later. So I guess if they do part 2, they may continue from the bad era on the way up. But I do feel
they're
like
gonna have to make up a kid's name or something because they're not legally allowed to use the guy's story.
no, they can't do that. Yeah, they can make up anybody's name on that part. They can just say anything for real, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but I wonder what they're gonna do for the next part. But for this one, I think the one part, I mean, like, because the performances, even with the young gentleman who played Michael, oh my god, he was so talented.
Oh yeah, he was on point.
I see some clips of him just dancing on like appearances. I'm just like, oh my god. And
he was really good on Jennifer Hudson.
Yes, I saw that one. I was like, "Ooh, look at him!" And he kind of reminds me of my nephew a little bit in the face. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "He has those same big eyes, so cute." But
that's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, as far as the movie, I really don't see anything really negative, unless there's something I could probably piggyback off of because
no, that's really all I had for negatives. I wish it would I just wish it would have touched upon a little. It didn't have to do too much, but just a little bit more. I would have liked a little bit more details, like the Jermaine stuff and
even with LaToya, like she was seen a little bit there and here and there, and she also had a singing career around that time too. They didn't even include that in there either. Like even if they didn't have her performing, they could at least say, "Hey, she's going to make an album." They didn't even make reference to that at all. And I think they even collaborated at one point too.
What about positives? What do you think your favorite moments, the positives that this movie does well?
I love Nia Long.
Oh I've loved Nia Long. She
stood up to Joe.
Fresh Prince, man.
Yes, I love Nia Long. So when she was playing, Catherine, and when she was like, she stuck with Michael. Like, she believed that he can go on his own and do his own thing.
Well, even to the point in real life, she raised Michael's kids when he died,
Yeah. So seeing her portray Catherine, and they did so well. She looks like her too. Like she stuck with him. Even when Joe was trying to come after her, she's like, what are you doing? You can't hit him. We're all adults here. Like she had to put him in his place. Yeah. Like, and then when he was actually deciding to go off in the victory tour, as it, right then and there, she smiled because she was like, yes, that's my baby. He's getting ready to go do his own thing. Because it was unfair that, Joe had such a strong hold on him. That's why I was glad when he fired him. I already knew that part. But
that was the funniest part of the movie was when he got fired.
How do you fire someone over a fax machine?
Right. That's like the equivalent of firing, like breaking up over a text,
Text.
That was funny.
Like, thank you.
Man, he's just like one of those actors. He really brought. He was like, I really wanted to hate him so bad. He did that role so good that I'm like, generally
every time you've seen him, you'd be like, oh shoot, what he about to do? You thought he was going to just start popping up.
Michael closed the fridge. There he is. Oh snap!
No, and then when Michael walked in his room, he was standing there. It's like, dude. You just keep popping up, and you're not the nicest character in this movie right now. Stop popping up. It's like seeing
when he saw the nose, I thought he was gonna snuff him right there. When he saw Michael's nose, I was like, "Oh man, I'm waiting for it." Like,
yeah. He was like, "It's just allergies, or sinuses, or something."
Then at the end, when they're down the hallway, and he's like, "What do you mean this is the last tour? What do you mean?" I was like, "Oh, what's gonna happen?"
I was even saying, "Oh no, don't please don't."
But he was intense. He really got me like going. Like I was like,
he had those same eyes because Joe. He had a look about him that he looked like he was just.
He reminded me of my grandfather. Like my grandfather used to give me that look, and you knew he meant business. Like you're like, oh yeah, you're not getting away with this.
No, not at all. Like you ain't getting away with nothing. He's like, I own you. I was like, oh Lord, because when he sat down in that office, like, I need you to fire him. It's like, oh, okay. He's like, when? Right now.
Right now, like
No, but what's messing with the part when he wanted to do a solo album? So
yeah,
he's talking to the executives. He's like, first he was talking to Quincy. He's like, oh, I want to do a solo thing. He said, okay. He's like, well, you going to tell your dad? He's like, oh yeah, I'll tell him. Then he tells the other guys to tell Joe for him.
That was funny.
And
That was
Joe's
funny.
intense, man. And then Joe was like, oh yeah, that's fine. But from 9 to 5, he's gonna be doing this and this.
yeah, exactly.
Dang. He's like, if you want to cut an album after midnight, that's up to him. But he better be here at 9 a.m. I was like, damn.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you love to hate him. Like, he's just like, he just had this thing like he was being too calm for that conversation. You're just like,
yeah.
oh, well, what's he gonna say about this? Like, he's just way too calm.
Right. Exactly. It's like, oh man, how you gonna be cool and mad at the same time? Like, it's
Right.
like
TG,
yeah,
what about you?
but-
What are some positives you liked about the movie? What worked for you?
I like how he pushed, was it CBS? Is it CBS?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
CBS.
yes.
Yeah, the
I
Fairmount.
like-
Yes.
Fairmount.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like how he pushed him to get him on MTV. He was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because MTV wasn't
I don't know if
playing
I
black
can do that
artists.
because they don't
Mhm.
usually have black artists. And he was like, I want to do it. You could do this for
Yeah.
me. And he did it like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
My man
he
was
was
like,
threatening
look,
to pull other
he's like,
artists.
look, listen, look, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. Put his music on in 10 minutes. Click. I was like, okay. I was
but
like,
you know
see,
that's such
Yeah.
a true story too. Like
It is, yeah.
it's crazy that it feels like so long ago, but it was only 40 years ago that he was breaking the race barriers.
Yes, yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't feel like it's that short.
Yeah, and I like the
Right,
fact that
right.
and I mean, I always knew Michael Jackson was like this in real life. Like, I like the fact that they portrayed how like he wanted to do his music for everybody, not just
Yeah.
not just solely black people or people of color or anything. I mean, it's music for everybody,
Right.
So I like that. I like I like how they did that. I mean, yes, he is a black artist, but he's an
Mhm.
artist that can appeal to everybody,
One of the best
Yeah.
scenes that I thought was when he got the Bloods and the Crips together to make the
Yeah.
Oh yes, that was
Oh,
Oh
another
yeah,
good one.
that because he had
That
actual
was another
gang
good one.
members
yeah.
in his video. I was just telling DG about that earlier. I was like, yeah, he actually recruited some gang members to be in there because he wanted to bring people together through music.
And that was something I didn't know. That was one of the few things I went in there. I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah?
didn't know that happened. This was news.
It's
to me,
crazy how
but-
Michael he could just bring anybody together, like
Yeah,
no
I
matter
didn't know
what,
what
like-
sparked it though.
Mm.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just saying, I like how Michael Jackson, he was able to like bring people together. Like he could have like the hardest, the most difficult of people to just, he'd be like, "Hey guys, come on now," and they'll just be
It's
like,
like
they'll just
magic,
be like,
man.
all right, okay. Mike said we need to be cool, so we gotta be cool,
You gotta be cool.
You know what else was a good scene was when was it Quincy that shut down Joe Jackson when Joe was like, I could get him ready in 5 minutes and he was about to beat him. He's like, nah,
Yeah.
you sit back. Like,
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they shut him back. Like, hold on now, I got this.
yeah.
No, that was actually Barry Gordy. When he
Barry
was a
Gordy
kid,
was
you mean?
Barry Gordy? Okay.
It was very
that was
Gordy,
with,
yeah.
because that was at Lorenz Tate. Yeah, that was with Barry. Yeah, because he's so used to being on top of Michael, trying to make him perfect. And I'm
Yeah.
like, he pretty much like, leave this to the professionals. We got
Right,
this.
exactly.
Sit back.
Yeah,
I just didn't like the part where he was actually trying to show him things and Joe just intervened and was like, oh, you took up enough of his time. Let's go. He
Yeah.
was actually showing him the
Yeah.
studio. But I'm glad Michael was always inclined to that. He went and did that so he could create his own stuff.
right, and it shows when he was making. Well, they didn't show in the movie, but years later when he's making his own stuff, he could do his own equipment with it. Didn't need anybody. He could mix it
Right.
himself. He had his own stuff at his house. Like,
Yeah.
that's how he was making some of those iconic songs on the Thriller album. Was he was doing it on his own, you know? And,
he was his own background vocals. It's like, how you do,
right.
you know, like he knew the timing on when to put his own layers of his own voice and music. It's like, who's his background? Oh, he is. Wait, what?
That's something I wish they would have showed in the movie, I guess. I would have liked to see more of that.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. Definitely would have still. I wish I.
I like the animals though that they brought in, like Bubbles and like all
Bubbles.
that. Was cool.
Yeah. I was like, he's so cute.
I felt like
I like how he made everybody wake up to see him being delivered.
I felt like Joe Jackson in that moment because I was like, yo, what craziness did Michael bring to this house? I'm like waiting for a llama. I'm waiting for something. And then it was Bubbles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And then he was like, yeah, he's nice, but he doesn't, he reads people or something. He senses things.
And he looked right at Joe. He looked right at Joe.
Go ahead and act the fool, Bubbles, and get you. He looked right at him and he laughed like, no, trust me. No, that little chimp would have run after him if he felt that anger.
You know what? I feel
he
like
had the giraffes too and a snake. Ooh.
Oh, the snake scene was creeping me out.
That was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, he's hungry. She's like, how hungry? Oh, yeah, he's just hungry. Oh, boy.
It's funny because Michael had a sense of humor. And that's something that Jackson's miniseries really portrayed, that he had that sense of humor. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like they could have delved a little deeper on that, you know?
I know. The most they kind of got out of that, too, was especially he was in the store buying all the toys and people wanted autographs and he just was there with the kids and the lady was like, oh, make it out to Pauline. I'm like, she's thirsty.
I know, right?
He was like, her son was like, that's not my name. She's like, shush. Like, just say you want an autograph, woman. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, he was really a good person of the people. It's just he got so big, you know, but
he got really big. He got really big. And I feel as though, like, I don't know, and that's what I was telling my cat earlier. I said, yeah, like just seeing all this, it just shows how much of an impact Michael Jackson had on the people, the fans, and just, you know, just the whole world and everything. Like, I don't know, man. He was just getting so big. What's it like? I feel like the music industry was like, I don't know, like, how should I say this? He was getting bigger than the industry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was. And then of course, fast forward hearing about everything that's happened with him and whatnot. It's like, dang, man. It's like the guy just wanted to just show his love and support for the people and everything, but with music and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, and I know I'm kind of going past the movie here, but a lot of people, it's like, seem like they try to shut him down. Right. And it's like, dang, man, it's like, dude just wants to spread positivity. Like, no, nothing could be positive. No, you have to do it this way, that way. But that's what I like seeing from the movie. I just, you know, seeing how he like impacted like a lot of people. I was like, wow. It kind of made me relive those moments that I remembered of Michael when he would perform and you hear his music on TV and everything. It was like, wow, you know.
Halloween, they used to play MTV. They used to play Thriller every Halloween all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that song. I was so scared of that video.
Me too.
As a kid. Oh my God. And this is going off a little bit, but like in my house, we had like the VHS tape, the making of Thriller. So God rest my sister. She used to play this joke with me. Like if I was always picking with her or bothering her, she'd be like, all right, I'm going to put on the Thriller tape. I'm like, no.
I don't know if you guys caught it. Michael did a sneak diss to Prince in the movie.
Yes.
That was good. Was good.
He was like, oh, what about the music? If not, they give it to him or something.
Yeah, if I don't come straight, God didn't give it to Prince.
Yeah. What did he say? Say that again. He said, "Yeah,
if God don't give me the music, they're gonna give it to Prince."
The Prince.
Oh yeah,
because he was trying to concentrate in in the pool there.
Yeah, in the pool.
That was funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. I had mentioned something about Prince, and like then he just said something about Prince, and I'm like, oh snap. Like honestly, though, I'll be honest with you though. Like, I kind of wish him and Prince did work together because they would have made great music. Cool. And the thing is, like, it just never happened, or I think Prince didn't want to, or
there was so much ego behind it too, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was telling
you
earlier,
I believe Michael tried to work with him. He just, Prince just
they were trying to make they were trying to make Bad a duet.
Wow.
Yeah, but
that would have been iconic. That would have been a really iconic.
We wanted him to work on Bad with him. Yeah. I was like, oh, that would have been perfect.
In an alternate universe, we got a Prince, Michael Jackson Bad.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Someone should AI that. That would be great.
I know. I would be like, oh, snap.
One last thing I would like to bring up before we get into our our ratings and final thoughts. I felt like I gained 30 pounds watching Michael and his mom eat all that ice cream.
Oh, Lord. Between the ice cream and the popcorn. I was like, oh, they had like all these scoops. And
yeah, they did.
I saw the little almonds on there. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it made me want to get some ice cream. I
was like, dang, I want some strawberry ice cream.
And it's been I don't eat, I haven't had ice cream in a while, but
I eat it, but I don't mess with it too often. But
not like that. Not like how I used to years ago.
I've had the same tub of ice cream in my freezer for like 3 months. I've not touched it.
The only time we get it is if like the ice cream truck just so happened to roll by and we were like, hey, let's get ice cream. Other than that, I don't think I even buy it to put in the house.
That's like the only time.
I forgot to mention this part. The Pepsi.
Oh yeah.
The burn. Yeah. That one, I kind of figured they would throw that in there, but it did kind of catch me by surprise. I don't know why. I guess I just don't like that scene because that's the incident that changed him forever.
Forever. Yeah. Now that's one they could have left
with the whole pain. Yeah, like with the whole pain meds and all that, and covering up everything, and that changed.
I didn't realize he wore a wig. I had no. That's something. I think more so just to cover that spot, he had like a half a partial wig, but then after a while he did start wearing like maybe full ones. Yeah. But yeah, because it was like nerve damage and like a lot of scar tissue, and that's a very sensitive spot in your head, Right. So it probably took a lot to heal. Then he had to cover it up. The tour, keep covering it, so it never probably healed properly. Right. Especially with Joe rushing him into doing the tour.
Yeah. He was like, oh, that's the part I didn't like. Like, oh, like he was just like, dude, your son almost died and you're worried about if he's going to perform again. Like, come on, can I smack you?
He's worried about that Don King money because
that caught me off guard. I didn't know nothing about what Don King was going to be.
You didn't know that?
Oh, man.
That's like a major part of that story. That's why I wish they would have delved.
But I didn't know he was going to actually be
who portrayed Don King.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, I didn't know his character was going to be in the movie. I know about.
Oh yeah, I knew that right off the bat because that was one of the controversial things people were talking about.
Yeah, and I was like, Dion Cole, you really playing Don King? That hair, I was like, oh god. But yeah, that's what he was worried about, that money.
But yeah, that's why they should have dived deeper into it because you would have gotten the story of how the real story is so much deeper than they portray it. With the whole scamming fans and they made like $1 billion off that.
And then he telling people they're going to tour internationally. It's like, dude, get on that.
I think somebody did a video on it like a couple weeks ago, and they said they made $600 million before they even sold real tickets.
Dang.
Wow.
And then it ended up being $1 billion after the fact.
Oh my God.
Which is probably why at the end he's pissed off that Michael said that we're done because he's like,
this is it.
This is $1 billion tour.
Yeah. Oh man. And I knew some people like in my Michael Jackson community that actually been to those tours, the Victory tour. They have they still have like their original tour jackets and T-shirts. I'll be like, oh man, that's so cool.
I wish I grew
it
up
probably
in that
was
era.
part of it.
I'm a little too young to have experienced that, but I wanted to go see the one when he was about to do the reunion tour before he died. This is it.
I know.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see that.
I was looking forward to that too.
It was in London though, but I would love to seen it.
And then finding out
looking at the. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, just looking at like the footage they made for the documentary for that, you can imagine the show was gonna be amazing. But you can go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then just seeing how I seen that performance was a day or two before he passed. That was sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that was.
I cried
really
in the theater seeing that one.
Yeah, I was at work when I was at work when I heard about it, and then it just kept on playing, and then they were covering it and everything.
This is it.
This is it, or when he passed?
No, when he passed.
Yeah, I cried that day.
Oh yeah, I cried that whole day. I was
hurt. Yeah, I think I called out of work the next day too. Oh no, I went to work. I thought it was too, because there were always people at TMZ. They're always posting stuff, and I'm like, okay, is this for real? And I kept seeing all day, I was reading on the news all morning. He was in hospital. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm just thinking, oh yeah, he'll pull through,
Right.
When I got home from work and they announced that he passed, I was just done. Yeah, I was on my front steps crying. My mom and sister walked up what the heck? I was like, Michael Jackson died. They're like, oh, they came over and gave me a hug. They knew I was a fan, so it was just weird that I was on my front porch crying. Oh my! Looking back now, I'm like, yeah, that was kind of weird.
Well, you were very emotional.
But they understood.
Yeah,
they understood. I mean, I did the same thing when Aaliyah died. I cried too. I just cried. I don't know.
So
yeah, and I like how in the credits they did put in memory of Tito because he passed too.
Oh yeah, and he had he was the I think the final brother to release a solo album.
Mm-hmm.
He released one right before he died. Right?
Yeah,
he had two
because they were still touring. Because they were actually going to perform close by us in October that same year. And I was like, oh man, I wonder if they're still going to do it. I didn't bother buying tickets, and they still performed with was it Jackie and Marlon, and then I think someone else stood in.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's just two of them still touring actively now. Of course, Jermaine's just doing his own thing, and Randy his own thing. But yeah, it was just three of them.
I would still like to see them. I feel like that still would have been a great show.
I met them back in 2012. I met Jermaine twice. Then I saw Jermaine, Jackie, Tito, and Marlon when they were in at the Apollo in New York. I met them through VIP. They were really nice. I was just like Michael. They put me in the middle. I look at Michael in the middle. It was so cool. Yeah. And then I saw them again in concert back in 2014 or 15, something like that. And it was just three of them. It was just Jackie, Marlon, and Tito. And I was in the front row. This is when they were touring with the Commodores. And I took my mom, and we ended up being in the front row. And she was like, oh my God. She all touching hands and shaking hands. Jackie came over to me to shake my hand. She grabbed his hand. I'm like, that was for me. But she enjoyed herself. So I was like, oh, okay. She's like, oh, thank you for bringing me. I'm like, yeah, sure. No problem. It was in my hometown. So we went to see it. So it was pretty cool.
All right, Maquette. Final thoughts and final rating for the movie.
Okay, so for the timing and I guess the amount of things they put into it, the performing, oh my gosh, I will give it a baby. And this is out of what rating? Out of 10, 1 to 10?
Whatever you're feeling today.
I mean, I would give it at least a solid 8.
Okay.
More so because, like you said, they could have added a little bit more to it, but it's almost how much more can you add? But more so their backstory, the origin of when Michael became part of the group and then just jump right into him already being established in there. And of course, a little bit more what, like you said, what other aspects of Michael's adult career in between.
Yeah, I would like to see more of his personality.
Yeah, his personality. Yeah, more of that, and I guess. I mean, other than that, I guess it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess a solid 8 out of 10.
What about you, DG?
I think I'd give it a solid 8 as well. Like, I think it was like I said, it was good. I just felt like certain things could have showed a little bit more people, in other events that may have not been seen, but I guess for what they did to honor Michael, they did what they could, and they did the best they could without giving us everything. I mean, obviously you can't show us everything, and I think some people, sometimes get it twisted where they feel like because they know Michael so much, they feel like, hey, this needs to be shown, that needs to be shown, that needs to be shown, that needs to be shown.
I don't want to come off
and
like
maybe
that
not
type
everything,
of person.
Not everything needs to be shown, and who knows what the estate wanted them to depict.
I think every time he went to the bathroom should have been shown. DG.
I'm sorry.
Every time he went to the bathroom, it should have been shown.
Oh Lord!
But I'm saying they had his nephew portray. They had his nephew portray him, so it's like
I know.
I mean,
that's a solid plus right there too.
Yeah,
the actual Jackson playing him.
It wasn't just some random person or maybe an impersonator, but then again, they have to know how to act as well, right?
It wasn't the dad from One-on-One.
Oh no! I'm gonna make DG watch that one tonight. By the way,
don't do it, DG. It's a trap.
Oh Lord,
don't do it.
No, I actually gotta prep for for possibly a stream tonight. It's gonna be just a chill video game stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
My final thoughts on the movie. If you really like Michael Jackson, this is the movie for you. If you want to go there, jam out to the greatest hits of Michael Jackson. I mean, some of the scenes are just like 1-to-1, like recreation. Just you put them up together with the real ones. They literally
I'm gonna bump my rating to a 9. Because when they did Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, OMG.
Oh, that was great.
Wall, they reenacted that whole scene when he did the triplet thing. Oh my God. I almost fell out the chair. That's my song.
I really think they should have just called the movie Michael Jackson's Greatest Hits. Right? That would have been a better title. So if you want something like that, this is the movie for you. If you're looking for more depth on or more behind the scenes of Michael, you're not gonna like it. This is literally made for the hardcore fans that want to experience Michael on the big screen all over again. Almost like the same thing for people who went to go see This Is It, right?
Yeah.
You go in here, you're knowing you're gonna go get the greatest of Michael, and that's about it. So I can't personally give it an 8. I'm very close though. I'm going to give it a 7.6. I think it's got a lot of things good going for it. And yes, I will probably see it 4 or 5 times in theaters. I will. It's just it's a given.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's quite there for me where it's like, okay, this is the greatest, movie this year. It's a fun experience at the movies.
Yes.
It's fun experience. It's gonna be fun experience when it comes on Netflix and I'm watching it at home too. So that's kind of my final thoughts on it. I highly recommend it if you're just curious about Michael Jackson, go see it because watching the music on there is just you got the blanket. I see. I want to get the blanket. I'm gonna try to get.
There was only 4, and I was like, "Let me get it now." And I'm glad I did because it went down to like 2 within moments. I was like, "Ooh, I'm glad I got
That's
it."
That's like those Deadpool popcorn buckets. They literally sold out before the movie tickets were like.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
I didn't like the Michael Jackson popcorn buckets though, because I was like,
they
it's
didn't
just a
have
hat.
them where we went. I was so disappointed, but it was a hat anyway. So I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even see any cups. They just had the blankets. I said, let me get something.
I might have gotten a cup if they had a cup. I didn't see a cup.
Yeah, I was looking for those, if anything.
Well, thank you guys for joining me on this review. Make sure to comment below what your thoughts on Michael are. And if you really love that one with the dad from One-on-One, make sure to comment below. We'll talk about that.
With Flex.
With Flex, yeah.
Flex Alexander.
I still like the Jacksons, The American Dream over this, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like it slightly over. I feel like that was a little bit more detailed in the beginning.
Yeah.
If they could have done what they did in the beginning there and then take the older, I didn't like the older Michael stuff in the Jacksons.
Right. Yeah.
So if they had taken the older Michael Jackson stuff from here and mixed it with the
Peter
Jackson
Raleigh
5
Draper,
stuff.
by the way, because he played Michael.
Yeah.
Raleigh Draper. Yeah. R.I.P. to him.
Hey, but he's no Jaafar. Jaafar was literally embodied Michael. If he doesn't win an Oscar this year,
man,
they're going to be biased because this guy I think deserves the Oscar so far this year.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining me on my review.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Definitely.
Maquette, where can people find you?
So you can find me on Mean Green Queen 2007 here on YouTube, Maquette DW on Instagram, and actually, I have a impersonating page too. Is Maquette, Newark, New Jersey's female Michael Jackson impersonator.
First female Michael Jackson
impersonator. Yeah, first, and then Newark, New Jersey. Yeah.
we go big here. We're number one.
Well, only in my hometown.
Well, hey, it's still
the number one.
Yeah, number one. DG, where can people find you? Where are you going to be live streaming tonight?
Well, you can find me here on YouTube by my handle, DG Collins. Just type in DG Collins or at DG Collins 28. Not only on YouTube but also on my Instagram. I'm mostly on YouTube these days, so you can catch my live streams on YouTube. I do video game streams. I do Megazord assembly streams. I have a couple Megazord videos, assembly videos. And then I'll do like live stream panels of us talking about many range of topics and shifting a little bit to like Marvel, DC. One of my last streams was talking about Superhuman Samurai, Cyber Squad. So I'll do that. I do that as well. If you like to see content like that, check the page out. And when they keep following me, do so on my YouTube channel.
And Rangerverse says, yo.
Hey, Rangerverse, what's up?
Hey.
I am. Let's go.
I am. What's up, man? How you doing?
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I've been your host, Robbie DeKais, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Peace.
Thank you. Bye.